Okay, there we go. Any questions on the final review packet?
Okay, I might have one. I completed the packet, but there was one question that I was a bit confused on Unit 9.
On Unit 9? Okay. Can you guys give me 1 second so I can check something?
Mhm.
Okay.
Hey.
All right, you guys all there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Daniel, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Okay, I cannot see you, but I can hear you. How are you doing, Daniel?
Good. How are you?
Doing pretty good, thank you.
Got finished with the
What was that?
nothing. I was just saying, but go ahead.
No, go ahead. You finished with the packet already, or you've started?
Yeah, I just finished with the packet.
Good.
I was looking for the 14, but there was none on it, and I looked in the PDF too. So yeah.
Good. Okay. You guys know when the next packet turn-in date is, correct?
I believe
22nd.
22nd.
What's the time for that?
This Friday, 9 to 2.
9 to 2. Okay, cool.
Okay.
No problem.
Make
Wait,
sure
is that
you.
the last of the work?
What was that?
Is that the last of the work we'll receive for the rest of the school year?
Correct.
Yeah, more likely.
Correct. Make sure you either circle my name or write my name on the front, and make sure your name is there as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I only got one question. I just took a look. Only got one.
All right, so let me get to that. Okay, can you guys all see the packet?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. There was a question, let me just scroll there now. On Unit 13, somebody emailed me a question from Unit 13, 1A.
Okay.
Are you guys okay if we do that one there?
Yeah, no problem.
Sure.
Okay, I'll start with that one, and then I will answer others as well. Okay, so I'm on Unit 13, number 1A, and it says, what is the volume of the prism? Choose a correct multiple choice response. Before we do that, we need to know what the formula is for the volume of a prism. And what is it? What's the volume always going to be if it's not a pyramid or a cone? The area.
Base times height.
Yep, area of the base times the height. Now, you do have to make sure you pay attention and figure out what is the base. Is it a square base? Is it a rectangular base? What shape is the base of this prism?
A triangle.
Triangle.
Good. It's a triangular base. You can see the two bases there are parallel. Okay, so we're going to have to find the area of a triangle. Now, I did go over that in the Unit 13 section, and I kind of quickly went over some formulas. Do any of you guys either remember it from my review or from years ago when you first learned it? Area of a triangle.
Oh, base times height divided by 2.
Good job. Base times height divide by 2. Now, the little b and the big B are two different b's. The uppercase B stands for the area of the base. And this little base times height is referring to the base and the height of the triangle. So I'm going to redraw the triangle over here. And base and height are always perpendicular. So here's your base and here's your height. We know that this is 12 and the hypotenuse is 15. Do you guys see where I'm getting the 15 from?
Yeah.
Yes.
The other triangle.
The triangle on the back side. Now, the 15 is not part of the height. That's the slant height. I want this height right here. I'll call that X. How can I find that?
Oh, the Pythagorean theorem.
Pythagorean's theorem is correct. So I would do X squared plus 12 squared equals 15 squared. And that's what we would work out here. And so I get X squared plus 100 and what?
44.
44 equals 200 and what?
25.
Good job. And then I subtract what from both sides?
144.
144.
Good.
Yeah.
I subtract the 144. And what does that give me? X squared?
81.
81. And then do you guys remember what we do to both sides?
Square root.
Good
Then
job.
you get,
Square root. And instead of doing plus or minus, we only take the positive because it's a length. So X is positive
9.
9.
So,
So this is 9. So in this formula over here, I'm going to have 9 times 12 or 12 times 9 divide by 2. 12 times 9 divide by 2. That looks like 12.9. 12 times 9 divide by 2. And what does that come out to be?
54.
54 is correct. All right, so that's the area of the base. I will circle that. All this here, that's not the final answer. That's the area of the base. Now I need to find the height so I can multiply it. Now the height is not the same as the height from the little base. It's the height of the whole prism. And remember, height is the line that connects the two bases together. So what's the length of the height?
18.
18. So I'm running out of space. I'll put it up here. The volume is going to equal area of the base, which is 54, times the height of the prism, which is 18. And that's what you multiply together. 54 times 18. And what does that give you?
972.
And then the units is inches, so inches cubed. And that is letter C.
Very nice.
Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions on 13 before I move on?
I don't think so. Because
No.
Unit 13 was actually my best section,
Is
ironically.
it?
Yeah, so
Good.
yeah, we good. Yeah.
Okay. Jude, you said you did have a question. And what unit was it?
9, I think. I'm gonna have to
Unit
find
9?
it. Yeah, it was 1I. I just wanted to make sure I did it correctly. Honestly, I don't really know what.
Okay, unit 9, what number?
I.
1I? This one right here?
Yep.
All right. Can you tell me what you did do?
Well, I doubles distributed. Came out with x to the 4, yeah, and then minus 3x squared plus 3x squared minus 9. And then I got x.
Hold on. Plus 3x squared. And then what did you say at the end?
Minus 9.
Minus 9? All right, and then you combined your like terms, and what did you end up with for your final answer?
X to the power of 4 minus 9.
That
but I
is-
wasn't sure if that was the final answer because both of
That
them
is-
are perfect squares. So
Oh, because it
that
looks
was my
like,
question.
okay, because it looks like you can factor difference of two squares.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
You are
yeah.
right. You can factor difference of two squares. And if you were to factor difference of two squares, you would kind of be checking your work because the square root of x to the 4th is x squared. Plus minus the square root of 9 is 3, and that's what we originally started with.
Yeah.
So you don't want to
Yeah.
factor because you go backwards, but that's kind of your check work to make
Okay.
sure that you did do it correctly.
Okay. I don't really know why I was worried about that.
It's okay.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I need to erase that.
Okay.
I'll do it later.
While you're
Yeah, that helps.
erasing that, Nick, did you have any questions on any one of the problems from the packet?
No, I've been pretty good on the packet so far.
Okay. And have any of you guys watched any of the videos that are online? Because I do have problems worked out on my videos.
I did. Yeah, it helps a lot actually.
Good, good.
On a lot of the
Same
different-
here.
Okay,
Yeah.
The only
Daniel, is that you?
question-
Uh-huh.
Yeah. The only question I have is, I believe 5B on units 10 and 11.
10, 11.
Okay, yeah.
5B. Because I'm not sure if I did it right or not.
Yeah.
Okay, this one right here.
Yeah.
All right, so they're asking us to solve. Now, I don't know if you remember from the, when we were in class, we talked about when there's only one x or x squared. So like A and B, do you see how there's only one x where C and D have an x squared and an x? Do you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, when there's only one variable, not an x squared and an x, this is where you get the x squared by itself. So you would subtract the 48, so you have 75x squared equals negative 48. Does that part make sense?
Yes.
Okay, and then what would you do next?
Then I would divide by 3.
Divide by 3,
Yes.
okay. And what would that give you?
For the after dividing 75x squared, I would get 25x squared, and
Yeah.
after dividing negative 48, I would get negative 16.
Okay, and then we divide both sides by 25 because we want to get the x squared by itself. And that leaves me with negative x squared equals, and I'm sorry, that's not negative x squared, that is positive x squared. Positive x squared equals negative what? 16 over
25.
25. And it doesn't say anything about imaginary numbers here. So we're not using imaginary numbers. So without using imaginary numbers, when I square root both sides, can I take the square root of a negative number?
No.
No, they're perfect squares, but we can't square root a negative. So you'd say no real solution.
Oh, no x in,
Wait, really?
or no real solution.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah, actually, I guess I forgot to put a check mark or question mark on that question.
I'm gonna
so that's
take
confused too.
I'm going to take one step back because I just read it again and it does say that we can use imaginary numbers. So no real solution is not the answer. I'm going to take a step back. Do you guys see where it says that we can use imaginary numbers?
Express answers as complex numbers.
Yes, I didn't read that when I first did it and I apologize. So we can use imaginary numbers. So we know that an I is coming out and we do plus or minus because we're no longer dealing with the length of a side. And since 16 and 25 are both perfect squares, we take the square root. What's the square root of 16?
4.
Over, what's the square root of 25?
5.
And then the I, because it was negative.
No way. Wow. Wait, can I ask a quick question about that?
Uh-huh.
I basically came up with the same thing, but I was incredibly confused on whether I would put it in a fraction or decimal. So I just did x equals 0.8i and then negative 0.8i. Is
That's
that right?
fine.
Because it's
That's
the same
fine.
thing as 405.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Nice.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah,
that's what it
That was
is.
hard. Yeah.
Yeah. Daniel, does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes more sense now because I thought it was like no solution or something like that because
The
I
negative?
didn't. Yeah.
Yeah. And if it hadn't said express answers as complex numbers in simplified radical form, then you would have put no real solution. But since we can use imaginaries, we're good. Plus or minus 4/5 I. Or plus or minus, what was the decimal you came up with?
0.8.
0.8 I. Okay. Any questions on that one?
Nope.
All right. Any questions on any of the other ones?
I don't think I have any more, but I'll look. Because I know there were some more hard ones. I think I figured it out. But... actually, I remembered one of them.
Uh-huh.
Hold on, I gotta find it. It was in the start of the packet. I'm not really sure. Sorry, it's taking a while. Oh, there it is. It took a while to find, but I found it. It's number 12 on Unit 8, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I had a lot of difficulty with that at first.
Number 12 on Unit 8.
Yeah.
This one right here, from these numbers, choose 2 numbers, that one there?
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I got like the correct answer, or at least a logical answer, because
Uh-huh.
I spent so long like testing the numbers, and I finally came up with something for A that I thought was correct. I just wanted to see
Okay.
what it was.
So we're looking for numbers that when you multiply, it is irrational, but when you add them, the same 2 numbers, it's rational. Okay, so what 2 numbers did you pick?
I did √7 and 2 minus √7, which took so long. But,
√7, and
Yeah.
what was the other one?
2 minus √7.
2 minus √7. Okay, so when we multiply them, it would be irrational, and when you add them, it would be rational. That is correct.
Okay. Yeah, because you
Awesome
cancel
job.
out the roots, right?
Right, if you were
Yeah,
to add them, yes, you would get √7 plus 2 minus √7, and you're right, those there
Yeah,
would
that's okay.
cancel out, leaving
Yeah.
you with 2.
Yeah, that took so long to figure out. But I got it. Yeah.
Okay,
And the other ones I had no problem with. So
okay, yeah, that one was a little harder.
thank you. Yeah.
You are welcome. Any others?
I think I'm good. I think that was the final one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nick, Kematot, Daniel, any others?
That's it for me.
I'm good.
You're good?
Yeah, I think I'm good. We're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Kematot, I don't see any messages from you, so I'm hoping you're good as well. Okay. We are good. I am going to end, and I'll be back on Wednesday, and that'll be the last Zoom meeting before we turn the packets in. So make sure you get questions answered.
Yeah. Thank you for
Love
your
you guys.
help.
Miss you guys.
Thank you for the help, Ms. Torres.
You're welcome.
Yeah. See you guys next time.
Okay.
See you
Bye-bye.
guys. Bye.